a story now, a true story, but a story that I've never told before, any of the events. And it's a story about when I went to Egypt in 2004, August 2004. Early in the year, I had my first encounter with Thoth. And it was after I was in Thailand, and the memory of a past life that I'd had as a priestess in Egypt came up. And I started working very intensively with Thoth for quite some months. And then I was asked to go to Egypt. Now, I didn't quite know where I was meant to go in Egypt, but I ended up staying for 3 weeks, without going anywhere else, in Giza village, right slap bang virtually in front of the Sphinx. And I had a balcony that looked out on the Sphinx, so every day I would sit and look at the Sphinx. I really wanted to get down between the paws of the Sphinx, but I couldn't. Okay, you know you're not allowed to, because I felt there were tunnels under there, and I really wanted to try to explore and see if I could work with light language to maybe activate something. However, I couldn't get there, okay? And even at night, it just wasn't possible. However, I went several times to the King's Chamber. And who's been there to the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid? Okay. Well, it's 300 and something steps, and you climb up, and then when you get to the King's Chamber, it's a rectangular room, and at one end there's a big granite box like a coffin with no lid. Now, this was it was never a place for burial. It was a place of energy activation. And like many, many, many hundreds of people, I lay down in the sarcophagus, like everybody else. What happened is I met some people there at Giza village who said, "We have something to show you." And they had a big black purple stone, huge black purple stone, under a white cloth. And when I looked at it, Thoth started to talk to me and them about what the stone was all about. And they told me to take a piece of that stone, they had some smaller pieces as well, into the Great Pyramid and lie down with it in the sarcophagus. Now, the piece that I had was about the size of like a bowling ball, really, so it was quite big. And I thought, how can I get it into the Great Pyramid? Because you're not allowed to take bags in there, you're not allowed to take cameras in there, and how could I get the stone in there? So I strapped it to my body around my base chakra, like here, and I wore one of the Egyptian garments, galabaya, like covered it. And I climbed with the stone up the 300 and something steps. And I was really lucky because when I got up there was nobody in the room. I was there on my own, which was good. And I climbed over this granite box, the sarcophagus, and I lay down with the stone. And all this energy started to come through, the light language, blah, blah, blah. And I really felt like it was really, really powerful. Fine. When I came down again, I gave the stone back to the people that gave it to me because they wanted a lot of money for the stone and I couldn't afford it. But what Spirit said to me at the time was, you are the stone. We have coded the energy into you that is within the stone. So they said I didn't need to buy the stone, that they coded the energy in. Now that's 8 years ago. I hadn't really thought anything about the stone until really recently. But what they're now telling me, and they told me in Singapore, is that the stone was to be activated so that the energy that they're wanting to bring through, because this stone is from Sirius, you see, so that the stone that was coded into my DNA would be activated so that a new energy could come in to help to go out to everybody so that everybody could be the stone, like the rays of the sun, not just me. And that we all could be activated with a very special energy that I am told now is to come through. Okay. It's also related to Wanaka, the place where we all are right now, because the Lake Wanaka here is a powerful portal to the inner earth kingdoms, to the Lemurian kingdoms of Agati, Shambhala, just as Talos under Mount Shasta is a portal to the inner earth kingdoms of Agati, Shambhala, you see. So as the earth is going through this time of shift and preparation, those from in the inner earth kingdoms are also preparing, you see. They're really preparing, they're saying to me now, they're preparing to come to the surface more. They're preparing to share the energy of Lemuria, the fifth dimensional vibration that they have held under the earth or in the hollow earth for such a long time, with the earth dwellers who are also being prepared, all of us, to move into this fifth dimensional frequency, align with earth frequency as we go through this shift. So the energy work that they're wanting to do now is to transmit this stone energy of this black violet stone from Sirius, because the people that found it, they found it in the desert. It suddenly appeared at the top of a pyramid, actually, an old broken down pyramid in the desert. And they took it back to Giza village. And then Thoth came in and talked about it. So this stone is not of the earth. This stone, I'm sure, was placed there for them to find, because it's like a bit like quartz crystal. It holds the vibration, or you could say it's a bit like the crystal skulls. They hold a certain vibration and certain knowledge. So the knowledge or the energy of this black purple stone that I carried onto the Great Pyramid, which was activated fully in Singapore, is now going to come through. This is what I'm told. And you must understand that I never know in advance what I'm going to reel out of my mouth. I didn't know this 2 hours ago. But this is what they're saying. So let's see. Put your feet flat on the floor. This is working with Thoth, the energy of Thoth, as he's bringing these words through me. But I'm also working with the Archangel Metatron, as Metatron is the one who brings the energy of Source of God through to these dimensional worlds. Moko ijehaka. Moko jilaki zedakishnamoko. Malaki. Malaki jedasabokazania. Meshesta kolakuji la fiza la casa da kushnasia. Umasatatia. Masetati jedakanabokoza la casa mokozeti. Yes, Sidia. Esilia, Shelakalabacosa, la Mocosa di Selavojnia Sidia. Alcalakiza, da Kushedagabishedi di Senamalakisitia. Realia. Alalia, Sekalabacustad, Gabadistalagabadistalagabadistalagabadisi. Massacosia. Massacristas, as a cosa la coi. Messecos la Casabacosa, la Cushidasa Cadabacasetitia. Massitia. Mishakoyaka. Mishakiyaka, Salakizalaki. As they say, I may say, and this energy now is to do with bringing a deeper or creating a deeper connection through this lake, Lake Wanaka, through this portal to the inner earth kingdoms. Mo shalaki salakshi salamakazi nishtasamoko. Laki isalaki salakajanamakasi nisania. Aka isalaki jirasamia. O isalaki salakshi samoko isisia. Alaki salakshta saboko salaki sisia. Moki sisi. Onyasi nashtina malakusi. Akisa la kisha de sada because la kishna mokosadia. Alla kisa de kasha de rabat galabadishtina badalabako. Yadadia. Yadadi de galabadishada galabadisala galabadishada galabadishtada galabadishti. Akisa la casa la kustia. Akalaki. So this stone, the stone has been termed by others, not by me, the Chintamani stone, okay? Which is supposed to be a repository of knowledge, a repository of wisdom that has always been prophesied to be brought through or found at some time to help the earth and to help with the evolution of humanity from Sirius Orion. And what I'm getting now from Spirit, from Thoth, is that the stone, which is a real stone, is now activated within the DNA of everybody. So we're all literally becoming the stone, which is also to do with an activation of our soul knowledge and ability. But they're saying it's more than that. It's allowing all of us to become a direct portal or we have direct linkage with information from higher dimensions. Okay? Now they say, this too will come to pass. And as you are activated into this knowledge that you hold within yourselves, the knowledge of other places and other times will also be activated within you. For as you are one with each other, you are also one with God. And you are one also with that God grid, which is to do with God consciousness or a universal grid of consciousness. So the activation of the stone, which is really like an energy connection within you, is to do with connecting all of us to this God grid or universal consciousness grid of all knowledge, of all wisdom. Asasa. Mishtayaka. Okay. Thank you.